The universe is vast, it is dark, and it is mostly silent. But sometimes, out of that great silent darkness, something speaks, not with words, not with radio waves. It speaks with its presence, it speaks with its motion. Right now, an object is moving through our cosmic neighborhood. It has a name, a designation given by astronomers who first spotted it, 3I/Atlas. The I stands for interstellar. It means this object is not from around here. It is a visitor from another star system, a traveler that has journeyed for countless millennia across the empty void. It is now cutting a path through our own solar system, and it is heading in our general direction. The clock is ticking. We live our lives on this small blue world. We worry about our jobs, our families, our futures. We look down at the ground beneath our feet, but we rarely look up. We rarely consider the sheer scale of the space that surrounds us. It is a cosmic ocean, and we are living on a tiny, isolated island. Professor Avi Loeb of Harvard University is a voice that commands attention. He is not a fringe thinker shouting from the sidelines. He is a respected, tenured scientist, the former chair of Harvard's astronomy department. He has spent his life studying the cosmos, from the first stars to the nature of black holes. So when a man like Avi Loeb issues a warning, the world of science is forced to listen, even if it makes them uncomfortable. His message about 3I/Atlas is not one of gentle academic curiosity. It is a stark, urgent alarm bell rung in the dead of night. Loeb has looked at the data for 3I/Atlas. He has studied its path, its brightness, its behavior, and he has concluded that it may not be what it seems. He sees something more than just a random piece of space debris. He sees the possibility of design. He sees the potential for intelligence. This is a radical claim, one that pushes the boundaries of mainstream science. It is a claim that invites ridicule, but Loeb stands by it. He believes that to ignore this possibility, to simply dismiss it as fantasy without rigorous investigation, would be a grave and perhaps catastrophic mistake for all of humanity. He compares the situation to a caveman finding a cell phone. The caveman might think it is just a shiny rock. He has no concept of microchips or radio waves. Are we, Loeb asks, acting like those cavemen? So why the alarm? What makes 3I/Atlas different from the thousands of other objects astronomers track every year? It comes down to a few key details that do not quite fit the standard model of a comet. First, there is its trajectory. Like its predecessor, Oumuamua, 3I/Atlas is not bound by the sun's gravity. It is moving too fast. It swung into our solar system from interstellar space, and it will swing right back out, never to return. This alone makes it rare and fascinating. Then there is its behavior. Comets are famously dirty snowballs. As they get closer to the sun, the ice on their surface heats up and turns into gas, creating a visible tail, or coma. This outgassing acts like a tiny rocket engine, giving the comet a gentle, non-gravitational push. But with 3I/Atlas, the push seems to be stronger than the observed outgassing can explain. It is moving in a way that is not perfectly accounted for by gravity and a simple cometary tail. It seems to have its own subtle acceleration. The object's physical characteristics are also puzzling. Based on the way it reflects sunlight, 3I/Atlas appears to be highly elongated, perhaps shaped more like a cigar or a flat pancake than a typical lumpy, potato-shaped asteroid. Finally, there is its sheer size. Early estimates suggest 3I/Atlas is enormous, possibly several kilometers long. If it is an artificial object, it is not a small, simple probe. It would be a colossal structure, a true mothership, or a massive piece of interstellar engineering. To build something of that scale and send it between the stars would require a level of technology far beyond our own. If 3I/Atlas is not a comet, then what is it? The most benign of these is that the object is a probe, a scout sent by an alien civilization to explore our solar system. It might be a piece of scientific equipment much like our own Voyager probes, designed simply to gather data and report back to its creators. Its strange acceleration could be caused by an advanced propulsion system, like a solar sail. It might be a piece of a galactic internet, a network of probes relaying information across the cosmos. This is the most hopeful vision. It suggests we live in a universe populated by other curious minds. But there are other, more unsettling possibilities. If a civilization can build a probe several kilometers long, they could build other things too. Loeb has mused that 3I/Atlas could be a mothership. It could be an automated factory, a self-replicating machine, or an interstellar ark. The purpose of such a ship is impossible for us to guess. The darkest possibility is one we are reluctant to even consider. Any technology advanced enough to cross the stars is also advanced enough to be a weapon. Could 3i/Atlas be something hostile? A kinetic weapon of that size, traveling at such incredible speeds, would be a threat on a planetary scale. We have no reason to assume alien life would be peaceful. The history of life on Earth is a history of competition. Why would the cosmos be any different? Loeb's theories force us to confront the full spectrum of possibilities, from a friendly hello to an existential threat. A mystery without a deadline can be pretty easy to ignore. But 3i/Atlas comes with a clock. Its trajectory is known. Its speed is calculated. According to the projections championed by Avi Loeb and his team, the object will cross the orbit of Mars in late 2026. It will then continue to fall inward, toward the Sun, reaching its closest point to Earth's orbit in the early spring of 2027. The exact date that has been circled on the calendars of those paying attention is April 17, 2027. This timeline transforms the mystery from a distant, abstract problem into an urgent, unfolding event. We're not talking about something that will happen in 1,000 years, or even 100. The window of opportunity for observation, for study, and for potential action is closing fast. Every day that we wait, every month that we debate, the object gets closer. Loeb points to this timeline with a sense of profound urgency. He argues that we cannot afford to wait until the object is upon us to decide what to do. If we wait until April 2027 to get a clear image, it will be too late to launch any kind of mission to intercept it. It will be too late to do anything but watch as it flies by. The date itself, April 17, 2027, has taken on a life of its own. It is a simple calculation based on orbital mechanics, but it feels like a date with destiny. On that day, we may get a definitive answer. Our telescopes might show us a tumbling, inert rock, and the world will breathe a collective sigh of relief. Or they might show us something else. For every bold theory, there is an equally strong skeptical reaction. This is how science works. It is a system of checks and balances. People like Professor Chris Lintott of Oxford University are prominent voices in this skeptical chorus, urging calm and methodical analysis over sensational speculation. The skeptics point out that unusual does not mean artificial. The universe is a weird place, full of phenomena we do not yet understand. They argue that the object's strange acceleration could be caused by jets of gas that are simply too faint for our current telescopes to see clearly. Or perhaps it is made of something we have never encountered before, like a solid hydrogen iceberg, which would outgas invisibly. Furthermore, these scientists rely on a principle known as Occam's razor. The principle states that the simplest explanation is usually the best one. Is it simpler to believe that 3i/Atlas is a type of comet with properties we do not fully understand? Or is it simpler to believe that an advanced alien civilization built a kilometer-scale starship and sent it to our solar system? To most working astronomers, the answer is clear. The comet explanation, while imperfect, is far less extraordinary and requires far fewer new assumptions than the alien probe hypothesis. The skepticism is not personal. It is a defense mechanism for science itself. Science must be protected from wishful thinking. The desire to find alien life is powerful. It can lead us to see patterns where none exist. They believe that for 3i/Atlas, the evidence is simply not there yet. They see an interesting space rock, a puzzle to be solved, but not a reason to sound a global alarm. Faced with skepticism, Avi Loeb has not backed down. Instead, he has laid out a clear plan of action. First and foremost, he advocates for the immediate formation of international task forces. These groups would bring together not just astronomers, but also engineers, diplomats, sociologists, and military strategists. The goal would be to analyze the object from all possible angles and prepare a coordinated global response. A key part of his plan is the creation of a risk scale, similar to the scales we use for hurricanes or earthquakes. He calls it the Turin scale for interstellar objects. Loeb is also a fierce advocate for a dedicated mission. He argues that we should be designing and building a spacecraft right now that could be launched to intercept 3i/Atlas. Such a mission would be our only way to get a close-up look. It could take high-resolution photographs, analyze the object's composition, and detect any technological signatures. Building such a probe would take years, which is why he insists the work must begin immediately. To wait until 2027 would be to miss the launch window entirely, leaving us as passive spectators. Ultimately, Loeb's call to arms is about changing our mindset. He wants humanity to grow up. We have been like children living in a large house, unaware that there might be other people in the other rooms. 3i/Atlas, he argues, is the sound of footsteps in the hallway. It is time to stop pretending we are alone. His plan is a blueprint for our transition into a truly cosmic species, one that is aware of its surroundings and prepared for whatever or whoever might be out there. Let us imagine for a moment that Avi Loeb is right. The question then becomes terrifyingly simple. What could we do about it? The honest answer is, not much. Our technology, which seems so powerful to us, is profoundly limited when faced with the scale of the cosmos. We are in many ways defenseless. We are in the position of an ant on a railroad track. We can see the train coming. We can feel the vibrations. We can study the light on its metal shell. But we have no ability to stop it or change its course. The story of 3i/Atlas forces us to look up. It forces us to confront the biggest questions we can ask. Are we alone? And are we safe? In the end, it may not matter whether this specific object is a comet or a spaceship. Its true value might be in the questions it forces us to ask ourselves. The object itself is a mirror reflecting our hopes, our fears, and our readiness. Its journey through our solar system is a fire drill. It is a test. Can humanity work together? Can we think beyond our petty squabbles and national borders to face a potential cosmic event? Even if 3i/Atlas turns out to be a completely natural comet, the exercise of preparing for it is not wasted. The universe is not going to stop sending us visitors. Sooner or later, another interstellar object will fly through our system. By developing the plans, the technologies, and the global protocols to investigate 3i/Atlas, we are actually building an immune system for our planet. The cost of ignoring the warning could be immense. If we do nothing and it is a probe, we will have missed the single greatest opportunity in human history. If we do nothing and it is a threat, the consequences are unthinkable. But the cost of being prepared is relatively small. It requires investment, collaboration, and a shift in perspective. It requires us to take the universe seriously. It requires us to act like a mature, intelligent species, aware of its place in a grand and mysterious cosmos. So, as 3i/Atlas continues its silent journey through the dark, the question remains, are we ready? Are we ready to face the possibility that we are not the only minds in the universe? Are we ready to confront a technology that may be millions of years beyond our own? Are we ready to act as one world with one voice? The universe does not wait for us to be ready. Ready or not, the future is coming, and this strange visitor from another star may be its harbinger. We must choose to look up, and we must choose to be prepared.